Hello everyone, in today's topic, we are going to talk about parts of a circle, focusing mainly on the major and minor arcs as well as the central angle. So circle is a locus of points equidistant from a given point called the center of the circle. The symbol for circle is a circle and a dot at the center. So if we name this circle, it is circle C. You can make your symbol as smaller as you can, okay? So we have these different parts of a circle. We have the secant, we have the radius, we have the diameter, we have chord, and we have tangent. So one by one, we shall discuss. So chord is a segment whose endpoints are on the circle. Radius, it is the distance from the center to a point on the circle. Now, diameter is a line segment that passes through the center of the circle and whose endpoints lie on the circle. And diameter is also known as the longest chord. So therefore, diameter is considered as a chord. So, given that the radius is 12, automatically the diameter is 6. And given that the diameter is 32, the radius is 16. So, given the diameter, to solve for r, we simply divide it by 2. And given the diameter, to solve for r, divided by 2. So, r equals 4.5. And given the radius, to get for the diameter, we are going to multiply it by 2. So diameter is equal to 12. Now, we are going to use circle P to determine whether each statement is true or false. So RT is a diameter. So it is a false statement. It is a chord. PS is a radius. So PS is a radius. Correct. It is true. And QT is a chord. So we all know that diameter is the longest chord, so therefore this is true. Now, a secant intersects the circle at exactly 2 points, while a tangent is a line that intersects the circle at exactly 1 point. So when a tangent intersects a circle, it is exactly at 1 point, and we call this one as point of tangency. Name the term that best describes the line or the segment. For the red line, it is the secant. For the pink one, it is the radius. For the blue one, diameter. For the green one, it is the chord. And for this line is the tangent. So circles with a common center is called concentric circles. Okay, so there are no points of intersection because they have the same center. So concentric circles have the same center but different radii. So radii is the term used when you have more than one radius. Now let's move on to central angle. So it is an angle whose vertex is at the center of the circle. So angle APB is a central angle. And then we have minor arc. So minor arc measures less than 180 degrees. And we use two letters to name minor arcs. So we have this one, arc AB, if the direction is clockwise. But if you want to be um, naming it with the direction counterclockwise, it is arc BA. It's the same. Now, let us have the major arc. So major arc measures more than 180 degrees or greater than 180 degrees. And to name, we use three letters. So to name this one, we have arc ACB. So the direction is counterclockwise. We can also name that as BCA, which is the direction is counterclockwise. So that is the central angle, the minor arc, as well as the major arc. Now let's move on to semicircle. It is an arc that equals 180 degrees. So to name, we use three letters. So we have arc EDF, or the other way around, arc FDE. So measure of an arc equals measure of central angle. So given the central angle, you can determine the measure of a certain arc. So using the diagram, measure arc AB is equal to 96 degrees because its central angle measures 96 degrees. Measure angle ACB is equal to 264 degrees. Why? Because ACB is here. ACB. So what did we do? We subtract 96 from 360 degrees because we all know that one full turn is equal to 360 degrees. And to determine measure arc AE, so AE, so we all know that this one is a semicircle, so 180 degrees plus 96 to be subtracted from 360, so the remaining arc here will be equal to 84 degrees. Now, let us have the arc addition postulate. It states that along the diagram, measure arc ABC is equal to measure arc AB plus measure arc BC. So tell me the measure of the following arcs. Let us determine the measure of arc DAB. So before we are going to determine the measure of arc DAB, we are going first to determine the central angle DRA. So to determine the measure of that, first we are going to add 100 plus 80 is 180 plus 40 is 220. And then we are going to subtract it from 360. So it is equal to 140 degrees. To check whether our answer is correct, we are going to add everything. If it's equal to 360 degrees, then 140 is correct. Okay? From here, since we are determining measure arc DAB. So DAB. So we are going to add 140 plus 100. It is equal to 240 degrees. Now we are going to determine measure arc BCA. So BCA. So 80 plus 40 is 120 plus 140 degrees. It is equal to 260 degrees. Now, let us have congruent arcs. Congruent arcs have the same measure and must come from the same circle or of congruent circles. So, coming from the same circle, so if this central angle is equal to this central angle, then therefore this arc and this arc are congruent and come from different or congruent circles. So if these two circles are congruent, so therefore, these arcs are congruent. So we call it congruent arcs. We also can derive congruent arcs if two circles share the same center. So we all know that the measure of an arc based on the measure of its central angle. So if it's 110 degrees, so therefore these two arcs are congruent arcs. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. See you again next time. Bye.